You have been born in a particular family, you are a Kshatriya, you have been trained in Kshatriya Dharma, you have not only, that is your Swadharma, and you have to fight against Adharma, you are standing over there, why are you having these doubts? Then he says, okay. Next he says, okay, you have understood that you don't have any adhikara over it. This is the rational thinking. But when you act understanding that you cannot be the karta. You are not the mover. So do it in the first level, do it with surrender to the Ishvara. Ishvara arpitam na ichchaya kritam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. First do it with surrendering it to the Ishvara, because you can't immediately get to the point where you say all action is governed by the master. It may not happen. So first you say, okay, whenever somebody congratulates you, whenever somebody says something to you, say, thank you, it is God's grace. First thing, it's God's grace. Something difficult happens. It's God's will. God must give me the strength to battle it. So God's grace when it's anything positive, and God's will when it is anything negative. When anything difficult comes your way, you understand it to be God's will. And then the third thing is, you understand that God will not give you anything that is not for your ultimate good. Unless it is for your ultimate good, He will not give it at all. Recently in one lecture, I was sharing that Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi had left home and gone off to Tiruvannamalai. He had gone off to Tiruvannamalai and the family had no clue. Imagine if your own son has gone away somewhere, you don't know where he is, you don't come to know for such a long time where he is. What will be the state of a parent? What will be the state of a mother? And mother, when she comes to know that there is, okay, this boy is actually my son because he has written on a piece of paper, Venkatraman Tiruchuri, she goes to beg of him to come back. Okay, his uncle goes and tries to persuade him. He says no. He does not get persuaded to go back to the samsara pull, because he is already there in the state of total bliss of Atma Jnana, and that too performed as a Leela. So he is there. என்ன பண்றார்? ஸோ உடனே அம்மா தாயார் என்ன சொல்கிறா? நான் போய் கேட்குறேன். நான் போய் கேட்டேன்னா வராமல் இருக்க மாட்டான். என் குழந்தை என் பேரில் எத்தனை அன்பு வச்சுருக்கான். ஸோ ஷி கோஸ் அண்ட் ஷி ஆஸ்க்ஸ். அப்போ போய் கேட்கும்பொழுது அன்பு அப்படின்னு நான் சொல்கிறத நான் கேட்டால் தானே நான் அன்பு அப்படின்றத நினைப்போம். நம்ம சாதாரணமாக என்ன நினைப்போம், நான் சொல்கிறத அவள் ஏற்றுண்டானா, இன்னொருத்தன் ஏற்றுண்டானா அது அவன் என் பேரில் அன்பு காமிக்கிறான். எனக்கு இது வேணும்னு உடனே வாங்கி கொடுக்குறான், எனக்கு இது வேண்டான்னு உடனே அதுலேருந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுறான் டு கம் அவுட் ஆஃப் இட். அப்படி இருக்கிறவா நார்மலி வி அசோசியேட் love or anbu with something which is a fruition of our own desires. So my desire is to get this, and that gets fruition because of my telling that person agrees or wants helps me come out of a situation which is disagreeable. Then we say that he loves me or she loves me. Therefore, see, she is agreeing to what I am saying, so she loves me. Even if there is an argument, finally we feel a person loves us if that argument is based on love, is based on something which your intellect accepts as being a good idea or a brighter idea than what you have put forth. Then you accept it. So even an argument, you allowed people whom you feel love you, and love is defined as fruition of desires. So this is how it is defined. A fruition of desire is love. But Bhagavan did not go back with her. What did she? He gave her an upadesha. The first upadesha which he gave to all mankind, he gave to mother as the first disciple. He doesn't go back with her. And this upadesha I will come to later. But had he gone back with her, would it have been love? Or having given the upadesha, was it love? So sometimes we cannot understand God's ways. Adukku solren. God's ways are such that it may look apparently harsh on us. But it is in actuality purer than pure love. What God does for us is only out of pure concern. And where was he taking mother? Because of that Upadesha where he says, Avarar prapta prakaram adarku aanavan aangangirindu aattu vippan. Adarku aanavan. Same like what Gitacharya says. Adarku aanavan pannirukkan. Yaar karmani eva adhikaraha unakku. மா பலேஷு கதாச்சன என்னைக்குமே உனக்கு அதோடைய பலத்துக்கு உனக்கு அதிகாரம் கிடையாதுங்கிற மாதிரி அவர் பிராப்த பிரகாரம் அதற்கு ஆனவன் ஒன் ஹூ கண்ட்ரோல்ஸ் தட் ஆங்காங்கிருந்து ஆட்டுவிப்பான். ஸோ ஹி இஸ் தேர் எவ்ரிவேர் கண்ட்ரோலிங் திங்ஸ். நடவாததை எம்முயற்சிக்கினும் நடவாது. What if it is not to be, whatever effort you put, it will not happen. It cannot happen. நடப்பது என் தடை செய்யினும் நில்லாது. And if it has to happen, you try to stop it also, it will not stop. Look at Parikshit. I was sharing in one of my recent sharings. I said, look at Parikshit. He went into middle of the sea. He sat down because he wanted to avoid being killed by the Kala Sarpa. And Kala comes in a little lemon, floats across and comes, and that's it. Hari Om Tat Sat. You cannot avoid it. Nadappadu en tadai seiyenum nilladu. It is not possible to stop something that the master has destined you to have. Iduve thinnam. This is the rule. Adalin maunamai irukkai nandru. It is better to be silent. Silent, I go on saying, what is silence? What is true silence? True silence is when you are not disturbed here. You may be actually fighting, and you may be jumping and doing whatever you are doing. But if the mind is in a nischala state, if it is in samatva, if it is in samadhi, if it is in absolute peace, and with the understanding that you are just moving because the master has intended that movement to happen, then you are actually in mauna. So adalin maunamai irukkai nandru. And so he comes from the rational thinking to the karma adhikara, to doing karma without attachment, doing first as Ishwararpitam, and then recognizing that you cannot move. No thought of yours can move. No body, your body cannot move, but for the master's supreme will. So he comes there, and then he goes on to understanding the Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge, and then the Dhyana Yoga, where we were in the last class, where he asks us to set aside time for meditation, do it, so that sustenance will happen throughout the day. And then next morning again, just like you're doing so many other things on a regular basis, we don't give up a single thing in our routine. So we should not give up our time for meditation and silence. Allow yourself that strength. And then we have come to Jnana Vijnana Yoga, which is the 7th chapter, where he says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. We had reached there, so we will again start from there in the next class, but this we will go over again. Among thousands of men meaning men, women, humankind, there is one who strives for liberation. And among thousands of those who strive for liberation, there is one who attains me. So it is the master whom we have to surrender to and pray with complete Atma Nivedana that he will fulfill his promise of giving us the ultimate peace, ultimate bliss, ultimate dissolution into himself, while enjoying the process of his work in our limited existences as well. Om